शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं नित्योऽहं शुद्धोऽहं बुद्धोऽहं मुक्तोऽहं नित्योऽहं शुद्धोऽहं बुद्धोऽहं मुक्तोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्म स्वरूपोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्म स्वरूपोऽहं चिदोऽहं चिदोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं चिदोऽहं चिदोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्व शिवा सच्चिदानंद में शिवोहम 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 हमारे आत्मा सच्चिदानंद में शिवोहम 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 सच्चिदानंद में शिवोहम 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 सच्चिदानंद में हूँ शिवोहम 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 चांद शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं नित्योऽहं शुद्धोऽहं बुद्धोऽहं मुक्तोऽहं नित्योऽहं शुद्धोऽहं बुद्धोऽहं मुक्तोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्म स्वरूपोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्म स्वरूपोऽहं चिदोऽहं चिदोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहं चिदोऽहं चिदोऽहं सच्चिदानन्दोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं नित्योऽहं शुद्धोऽहं बुद्धोऽहं मुक्तोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिव स्वरूपोऽहम् अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् अद्वैतमानन्द रूपम् अरूपम् ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्मोऽहं ब्रह्म स्वरूपो
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। गोविंद मेरी यही प्रार्थना है, भूलो न मैं नाम कभी तुम्हारा। निष्काम हो के मैं दिन रात गाऊं, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। देहांत काले तुम सामने हो, मुरली बजाते मन को लुभाते। यही गीत गाते मैं निज प्राण त्यागो, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं, देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे, रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। अपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां, लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम्, उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। अनादिनिधनो देवः शङ्खचक्र गदाधर, अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रीतमोक्षप्रदो भवेत्। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं, विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं। लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं, वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ हरिः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ।
हरि ओम, राम राम। Good afternoon, friends and family. For those of you that I have not had the privilege of meeting as of yet, my name is Rick Murdy, grandson to Ellamma Prasad, and it is my honor to be leading us here today in the celebration of the life of my Nani. I'll apologize in advance. I only knew her as two names, Barama, which is loosely translated to Big Mama, and Nani. So, throughout this service, please feel free to replace what she is to me with what she is to you as I reference her as my Nani. If I can be honest, this week has been, to sum it up in one word, I guess, conflicting. Our family, like all families, have been to services just like this, in rooms just like this. But typically I leave with a sense of what could have been. You know, a life that's been cut short too suddenly, too quickly. And you wonder about the years that were missed. And with that, of course, comes the grief and the anguish and the pain, which we're all programmed for, and it's exactly what I know we're all feeling right now and have felt throughout the past week and will feel in the coming hours, days, and weeks. But that's not all this is it? This is 93 years of one of the most extraordinary legacies, one that I think none of us will ever see again in our lifetime. So with that, don't forget to smile today. Don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to share a memory with each other that you hold dear to your heart. She was so many things to so many people, obviously. We were pretty blessed, me and the rest of the grandkids. They always say that the grandkids get the best, and we always got the best of her. The most remarkable thing about her ability with 32 grandchildren to be able to have such an intense and unique relationship with each and every one of us. And she knew how to support us in the ways that she knew we needed to be supported. She didn't have to force it or to think how to love us. She just knew. It was so easy for her to give. Now, to be clear, she could give love. But if you're on her bad side, she could definitely give you something else. And I think a lot of people in this room were privy to a little bit of that. I'm not going to sit here and paint her to be some sort of jolly old lady sitting in her chair handing out money to all of her grandkids. Mind you, I do miss the $20 I used to get on my birthday, right up until I was 18. But if you're on her bad side, she made sure you knew about it. She felt everything unapologetically. And her pride and her stubbornness, to be quite honest, it's something I admired. And I hope all of you did too. Because with that pride and with that stubbornness comes a relentlessness and a constant pursuit of better. And for her to be the backbone of relocating her family from Fiji all the way here to set up camp in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And on a day like today, I'm wondering why here, but we'll talk about that at another point in time. Point being, she had the strength and the courage to bring us all here together. It truly is a legacy. And with that, having been bestowed the privilege and the honor by Nani herself, I'd like to invite my cousin, Tasha Varma, to read you her eulogy. Tash.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natasha, or Tassa, as I was affectionately known as by Nani. I am one of the many granddaughters of Ellamma Prasad. Elma, or Nani, as she was known to me, was very dear to me. Many of you here today knew her as Amma, as she played the role of mother to many of us. As I share about the legacy of Ellamma Prasad today, I will refer to her as Nani, as this is who she was to me. My Nani and I had a close bond throughout my entire life. We shared many laughs, fun times, meals, and precious memories over the years. Nani often told me how much she cherished our relationship and my role in her life. In the latter years of her life, she would tell me that I was her best friend. She attributed the closeness of our relationship to the passing of her husband, my Nana, who died immediately after my birth, telling me that my presence in her life helped her move forward after the loss of her husband. Nani took care of me as a child, as she did for many of my cousins. As I grew up, my relationship with Nani evolved into one in which I could care for her and try to give back a portion of the love she so generously gave each of us. It was honor for me to be by her side and care for her until her last breath. A few weeks before she passed away, Nani had asked me if I would speak at her funeral and recount the many stories of her life. I was honored to be asked this by her, yet knew it would be a tremendous task to share the life experiences over the past 93 years. As I spent the past few days gathering information, hearing the stories of her life, it also seemed to help me process my own sadness of her loss. I think she knew this job was also what I needed to come to terms with her death. Nani had a remarkable memory. She would tell the stories of her life in such a captivating way. I loved hearing her stories and realized that despite my closeness with Nani, there was so much I didn't know about her. I learned many new things about her through the process of preparing this eulogy. There are many memories and stories that we all shared of Nani, and the details I will share today are only a fraction of the impact she made in all of our lives. I invite you all to recall your own memories with Nani as you hear the story of her life today, and cherish the times you had with her, as she would want us all to do. Nani was born on May 6, 1931, in Lautoka, Fiji Islands, to Kullan and Lachmama. She was the 10th child in a family of 18, with 10 brothers and 8 sisters. She had a close bond with her mother, who relied on her to care for her younger siblings. Nani completed 3 years of education before she was required to put her education on hold due to the passing of her own mother, who died during childbirth with Nani by her side. Nani stayed home to help care for her father and siblings. Her father passed away shortly afterwards, causing Nani to devote her life to caring for her younger siblings. She was a nurturer and a provider from a young age, which seemed to have set the course of her life for many years to come. In 1945, she met Hari Prasad. As Nani recounted the story to us, she saw a man dressed in military clothing, feeding the goats, and as Nani put it, bas kalas. Nani fell in love and began her life with Hari, my Nana. They moved to Rifle Range, where her first child was born later that year. They then moved to Suva at the time of the birth of her second child, and then back to Low Lane, where she had the next 6 children. Her final 2 children were born in Banaras Free. At this time, her family of 10 was complete. Nana worked in the sugarcane mill, where Nani stayed home and cared for the children and ran the household. As a mother, Nani valued discipline and sought to instill this in her children. She was strict with the oldest children and relied on them to care for her younger children. Despite her strictness, she valued teaching her children about respect, hard work, resourcefulness, and cleanliness. She was meticulous in keeping the household clean and had a strict regime of washing all the linen every weekend, enlisting her children to help carry out the household chores. Nani prioritized her children's studies and sought to ensure that each child was supported in pursuing further education and vocational aspirations. With 10 children in the span of 18 years, she seemed to have had her favorites, yet always devoted herself to caring for each of her children and supporting them in whatever way she could throughout their lives. Nani was a role model for her 6 daughters. She imparted all her skills to each of them and taught her daughters everything she could to help them succeed. She took great pride in dressing herself and her children, sewing handmade clothing for each one. This led to her sewing clothing for other community members as her skills for fashion, design, and attention to detail were noticed by others. She became a self-made fashion designer in the community as she began merchandising her creations to neighboring communities in the local market. She also ran a convenience store out of her home, which was one of the first in her community. Nani was also a strong advocate for women's rights and women's health. She was the president of 3 different women's clubs where she encouraged independence and empowered the women of her community. She taught other women various skills to support their families, including basket weaving, crocheting, sewing, pattern making, cooking, and food preservation. Nani led a group of women in her community in supporting one another with finances to run their household. She organized the group to pool their money together to allow for each woman to make large purchases as needed. She encouraged and supported others to take opportunities to grow while providing for their families. Nani was also a strong supporter of the National Federation Party in Fiji, where she elicited support for political leaders. She was charismatic and relational and used these skills to garner support for political parties. She would tow her youngest children with her to Nandi, where she would engage in rallies. This passion for politics and social change is something she passed along to her grandson, who pursued politics in Edmonton. Although Nani could not support him in door knocking and phone calling constituents, she encouraged her grandson in his aspirations, ensuring he always had homemade samosas for each of his meetings. Over the years, many of Nani's children married and left the family home. She continued to provide for her children's needs, even after marriage, ensuring that her children had groceries to support their families. As a mother-in-law, Nani embraced all of her daughter-in-laws and son-in-laws. She saw them as part of her own family and believed that if she loved her children's partners, they would love her children. In 1967, Nani's legacy continued as her first grandchild was born. Throughout the next decades, Nani had over 30 grandchildren join her family, whom she helped raise and support. She found great pride and joy in being a grandmother and having the opportunity to spoil her grandchildren with love. In 1981, Nani and Nana immigrated to Canada to join much of their children in search of greater opportunities for the next generations. In Canada, Nani resumed the role of nurturer as she became a mother figure for 3 of her grandchildren who resided with her. Nani also worked hard to provide for her grandchildren while also caring for many others in the family. She adjusted to the new culture and Canadian winters and became part of the Fijian community. She established a strong community of support which sustained her during the adversities ahead of her. Throughout these years in Canada, Nani encouraged her children in new business ventures, giving loans, purchasing products she didn't need, just to encourage her children's pursuits. She supported growth and educational opportunities, urging her family to not be overcome by fear, but to pursue their dreams. She always put her family first and was willing to do whatever it took to alleviate any financial stressors for her children. In 1987, Nana passed away in his sleep in the family home. Although this was a devastating loss for her, Nani found strength and purpose in caring for her family. She continued to deepen the legacy that her and Nana had started in Fiji. She became the rock for her children and held the rest of the family together for decades to come. In 1989, Nani's legacy continued to grow as she became a great-grandmother. In the years to come, she added over 40 great-grandchildren to her family. She was overjoyed at the arrival of each new baby and sought to bless each new member of her family in any way that she could. In the early 90s, Nani fell in love with her beloved dog, whom she affectionately knew as Cujo Doggy. Cujo was by her side for many years and became a companion for her. She loved him dearly and took him with her wherever she went until he passed away the following decade. Cujo Doggy lived a good life with Nani, and she was greatly saddened by his loss. In the mid-90s, Nani set out to learn to read and write English to adapt to her new life in Canada. She was a quick learner and was eager to take on a new challenge. I recall today, my mom and I picked her up from English class, and she proudly showed me that she had learned to write her name that day. She was so proud of herself and her newfound skills. Upon completion of the class, she could speak and comprehend basic English. This did not, however, stop her from telling others, "I no speak English," wherever she went, despite being able to comprehend the language. We would laugh at her when she would say this, as she would then easily carry on a full conversation in English. She had enough knowledge of the language to navigate the public transit system, manage her finances, and maintain various jobs over the years as she continued to provide for her grandchildren. In the early 2000s, Nani became a proud supporter of the Northeast Netball Club, which was the family netball team. She became the unofficial team manager and cheered on our team at every practice. She was our #1 fan for the annual netball tournament with the Fiji Association of Edmonton, purchasing matching shoes for our entire team. Nani faithfully supported our team to help us win the championship 3 years in a row. She cooked celebratory meals for us all to enjoy after each victory. Over the years, Nani enjoyed numerous sleepovers with her daughters. She enjoyed cooking countless meals for her kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. She would always keep up with each of our lives and was the hub of communication for the entire family. She brought everyone together and updated each of us on the whereabouts of each family member. For her 70th birthday, Nani was taken on a surprise Alaskan cruise with some of her daughters. She was tricked into going on this trip, thinking she was going to Vancouver to find a suitable mate for one of her grandsons, but instead found herself on an Alaskan cruise for her birthday. It was ironic that the daughters took her on a cruise, despite the fact that none of them knew how to swim. Nani spent the entire time being terrified of drowning in the ocean. Despite her fears, she enjoyed the surprise and the time spent with her daughters. She also traveled to London, made 3 trips to India, visited Australia and New Zealand, and even went to Disneyland with her grandsons. She enjoyed going on all the rides with her grandsons and was always up for a new adventure. She made many trips to Fiji to visit her remaining siblings and also returned home to attend the weddings of some of her grandchildren. In 2016, Nani was fortunate to witness yet another generation come to life as she became a great-great-grandmother. She was so proud of the size of her family with the birth of each new child. Visits with Nani often consisted of her telling us of the birth of new family members and her counting her ever-growing family. She proudly shared with many of us that she had over 100 descendants, including her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. It was amazing to see how she had love in her heart for so many people and also recalled every detail of each of our lives. With each new birth in her family, her capacity to love and care for others seemed to grow. While writing this eulogy, it dawned on me that while I was very close with Nani, I only knew her for 1/3 of her life. She lived an entire lifetime before I was born, and I wanted to capture as much of her life as I could in sharing the story of her life. I had the opportunity to spend the past few days speaking with many of her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren and hear the many memories of Nani. I wanted to share some of the memorable traits of Nani which stuck out to her loved ones, and some of the precious memories we all had with her. Nani was a great cook. Most of you present here today have likely tasted her food at one time or another and can attest to her culinary skills. She took great pleasure in feeding anyone who came to her home and would always send us with food to take home. She would feed each of her grandchildren butterbath by hand, as the curry was too spicy for us to eat. One grandchild recalled how Nani fed her by hand in her 40s as she thought she looked too skinny. She now has a deeper appreciation for these moments as she passed on this tradition of hand feeding to her own grandchildren. Nani was famous for her crab curry, dal, and plow. Her crab curry was so memorable that one of her grandchildren got a crab tattoo in honor of his Nani's cooking. Nani sought to pass on her cooking skills to others. She taught my dad how to cook one of her dishes and took pride in the fact that he could cook the dish as well as she could. Nani was very caring. Nani would often call us and ask us how each of our families was doing. If she didn't hear from one of us, she'd phone others to learn about where they were and get us to check on them as to why they weren't answering their phone. She would check in on each one of us when we were sick and tell others we were sick so we could drop off food for them or go visit them. Nani would often warn many of us about staying out too late, advised us when the weather was too cold, and she'd warn us about natural disasters all over the world, tell us to avoid certain places when traveling due to what she was hearing on the news. Nani was very selfless. She always put others before herself. She would make sure all of her children had enough food to eat each day and would often go without eating so her children could be fed. One of her daughters recounted how Nani gave her own shoes to her and walked barefoot in the market after her daughter's shoes broke. Nani was an animated storyteller. As a child, Nani would often tell me bedtime stories of kings and queens in India. I would ask her for story after story to try to stay up late, and she managed to keep coming up with new stories to share with me until I fell asleep. One of her daughters recalled the many stories Nani shared with her of her own youth and how she got to see a different facet of her mother's life than she saw growing up. She developed an appreciation for her mom's stories and is now able to pass them on to the next generation. Nani was very intelligent. Despite only completing 3 years of school, Nani was a very smart lady. She had an astonishing memory and could learn new information very easily. In her 80s, Nani got her first smartphone. She learned to use her iPhone and iPad to connect with all her family and even learned to video call her sisters in Fiji. Nani was eager to learn to cook Canadian foods. I'd often make different foods, bring them for her to try to eat, and she'd ask me how I make them. A few times, I gave her cooking lessons and taught her how to make Western dishes. Nani had a wild sense of humor. One of her daughters recounted how Nani was a prankster even in her old age. She'd play pranks on the nursing staff in the home and hide from them and creep up behind them. She was always looking to make others laugh. Another grandchild recalled how Nani maintained a sense of humor even in the midst of significant adversity, often reminiscing of past times, telling the same funny stories to her grandchildren over and over and over and over again. Despite us hearing these stories many times, we laughed every time as if it was the first time we were hearing it. Nani valued family. Her youngest daughter recalled the daily calls she had with her mom every morning and evening. and how she learned to FaceTime with her great-grandchildren and how this lit up her face to be able to see them on her phone. Nani tried to bring the family together whenever she could. A few years back, when she thought she was going to pass away, she told me that her dying wish was to have all her family together for a picnic in Rundle Park, just as we used to in the good old days. Over 50 of us were able to gather together and share a meal provided by Nani and witness Nani taking a few swings at the piñata. Nani took pleasure in making others happy. One of her great-granddaughters shared how Nani became the tooth fairy when they lived together during her childhood. She was amazed when she found out that Nani was a tooth fairy all along and couldn't believe it took her till age 10 to figure this out. Nani indulged her grandchildren in every way she could. Nani was devout in her faith. Nani's faith deepened after the passing of her husband, and this gave her the strength, purpose, and community. One of Nani's sons recalled how his mom would bring him along with her to the temple every week as a child, and through these experiences, he learned from his mom and developed the same devotion to faith in his own life. Nani lived life to the fullest. Nani always was up for a new challenge and celebrated every achievement for her loved ones. She lived a full life in the 93 years she was with us and left this earth feeling a profound sense of accomplishment for the legacy she was leaving behind. In the final years of her life, Nani grieved the loss of many of her siblings. She'd often recall how she outlived many of her younger siblings and felt fortunate to have the resources to obtain the medical care she needed, which helped her keep persevering through health challenges. At the time of her passing, she was one of 2 remaining children of her parents and has one sister residing in Fiji, the last member of her generation. Nani also grieved the loss of 3 of her children who passed away before her, 2 of her sons and her eldest daughter who passed away months before Nani did. She also lost some of her grandchildren over the years. With each loss, a part of her heart went with them. It always felt unnatural seeing Nani grieve younger generations, yet she expressed her love towards them until the last moment and continued to honor her memory of them every day since they passed away. She longed to be reunited with them again. In the final years of her life, Nani moved into a nursing home as she began to lose some of her independence. She remained social even in those years and made friends with all the staff who cared for her, treating them as her own family. She impacted each person she came across and made friends with each of her roommates' family members, caring for them as if they were her own. Nani tried to come to terms with her eventual passing for many years. She worked diligently to have all her affairs in order and plan every detail, ensuring that all her children would be cared for even after her death. There were many times in the last 5 years in which we thought Nani would pass away as her heart progressively weakened. There were many times we thought we would lose her, but Nani's determination and perseverance prevailed, and her health returned, and she continued to celebrate many more years with us. We had a few surprise parties for her recent birthdays, and there were many times that we thought this was going to be the last time that we all are together. But Nani continued to surprise us, living to see another year. She once thought she'd pass away yet again and had me send video messages to many of her grandchildren. But in true Nani fashion, she lived for another few years. In the days since her passing, many of my cousins have played these videos repeatedly to hear her voice again. In the past few weeks, Nani's health seemed to deteriorate, and this time she had a sense that she would be passing away. Her youngest daughter, Sindhu, and her husband, Garth, spent countless hours with Nani in the final weeks of her life, often visiting her multiple times a day as she entrusted her daughter to be the primary decision maker for her medical care. The care that Sindhu gave Nani in these final days was exceptional. Nani would tell us how dear Sindhu was to her, and how grateful she was for everything she sacrificed for her. I had the opportunity to have a few visits with Nani in her final days. 2 nights before she passed away, I sat by her bedside as she was falling asleep and talked with her about death, sharing hope for her life after death. She appeared to have a sense of peace in her heart and felt she accomplished all she was called to do in her life on earth. On February 11th, we were informed that her heart was failing, and all of us came to say goodbye to Nani. I sat beside her for 5 hours that night and watched as each family member came into the room and said goodbye to her. She would open her eyes to see each person, embrace them, and speak a blessing over everyone. Her mind and memory were fully intact until her very last breath. She made sure that everyone in the room would be taken care of once she left us. The peace we all felt in the room in these final hours was truly miraculous. Nani said goodnight to us right before she fell asleep. Nani left this earth in the best possible way, taking her last breath in her sleep with over 20 family members by her side. The love and care that Nani gave each of us will live on in our lives for many years and will continue to be passed on to future generations. Although she is no longer with us, she left behind a legacy of faith, hope, and love. Faith to believe in something greater than ourselves, hope to sustain us in the difficulties, and love to endure forever. Thank you, Nani, for everything you did for each of us. May your memory live on in each of our hearts, and may we strive to honor and care for one another as you taught us to do.
Thank you, Tash. That was beautiful. Pardon me for asking this question. Is Mr. Rajesh Bali here with us today? Great. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure if you were on Fiji time or not, so I wanted to make sure. The family would like to welcome Mr. Rajesh Bali. He is a community leader and had a very great spiritual connection with Nani, so I will gladly welcome him up to the podium to say some kind words about her spirituality.
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Vakratundaya Vidmahe. Vigan Rajaya Dhimahi. Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Om Namah Shivaya. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to celebrate and honor the remarkable life of Ellamma Prasad, a beloved soul who graced this world for 93 blessed years. As we remember Amma, most of the Fijian community used to call her Amma. I used to, as she was known in our community. We find comfort in knowing that her spiritual journey continues, even as she transitions from this earthly realm to a higher plane of existence. Amma was a guiding light, a beacon of wisdom, an unwavering source of strength and love for everyone who knew her. Her deep spiritual connection and commitment to living a life of faith, compassion, and selflessness inspired countless individuals and left an indelible mark in our hearts and minds. Amma embodied the virtues of kindness, humility, and grace throughout her life. She taught her children and those close to her the importance of living with intention, embracing the present moment, and seeking the divine in every aspect of our lives. Amma's unwavering faith and spiritual devotion were evident in how she approached every challenge, found in joy and simplest moments, and spread love and light wherever she went. One of Amma's greatest gifts was her ability to listen with open heart and to offer encouragement and wisdom to those in need. She always sat in front seat of Shiv Shakti Mandir during my parvachan. I translate scriptures, and she used to be the first one to be up there and took the first front seat. I could feel a positive vibration in her presence all the time. I made sure to seek her blessings before I did my discourse on scriptures. She was a true spiritual mentor, guiding others towards enlightenment and helping them discover their inner strength and potential. Amma's presence was a source of solace and inspiration, a testament to the power of faith and the beauty of a life well lived. God bless her soul. As we remember Amma, let us cherish the lessons she taught us and the love she shared so freely. Let us strive to live our lives with the same sense of purpose, compassion, and devotion that Amma exemplified. Although she may no longer be with us in this physical form, her spirit will continue to shine brightly in our hearts and guide us to our spiritual journeys. Before I conclude my speech, I have some information that I have gathered from talking to the family members, specifically Bahanji Reshma Murthy, that shared some of those things with me, which I feel it's important to share with the community because she was very connected, very well connected to the Fijian community. Amma's spiritual journey was characterized by a deep reverence for Lord Sri Rama. She adored him. That was his Istadeva, her Istadeva. She hailed from Benares Free in Lautoka, where there was a home mandir in Rifle Range where she installed the murti of the Divine Mata Durga and offered seva or services to this divine murti. When the family migrated to Canada, the murti of Durga unfortunately ended up in storage without any seva. However, the divine had other plans, and through God's grace, she was able to bring that murti to Vishnu temple, where she could continue her seva with all other devotees. I was told that she carried the 70-pound statue of Nandi on her lap during the flight to Edmonton. This exemplifies her devotion to the Sanatana Dharma. May God bless her soul. She started the tradition of Jagran at the Vishnu Mandir, where she continued her seva with all the devotees. Along with her husband, she also initiated the practice of serving food and prasad to all who attended the temple on temple services on Thursday nights. She also did the same thing at Shiv Shakti Mandir. During the major festivities and religious ceremonies, she was fortunate to have made 3 trips to India, visited almost every dham she desired, and she shared some unique experiences there. She relates some story to her children, and I've captured those, and I'm writing it in my own words. One night, while visiting the Vaishno Mandir, Devi's Mandir in India, where, if you have been there, you know, where one must climb uphill. There's many steps you have to take to go up on the top. She took a break to rest and was approached by 3 little girls asking for money. Amma asked the 3 girls, "What are you girls doing out at this late?" They replied, "We are not alone. There are more of us down below. Can you give us some money?" So she said, the devoted Amma gave them money and said, "Okay, share it amongst yourselves." And a few seconds later, it seemed that they disappeared. After realizing what had just occurred, she got goosebumps. And she shared this experience with her daughters quite often. And always reminded her of the true devotion, said one of her daughters, Reshma. About 10 days ago, she shared a dream with the family that Lord Krishna, with his consort Radha, would come to her and say, "We will take you in 2 weeks." Amma conversing with Krishna in her dreams, she said so quickly. So she knew her time was near to leave the earthly journey. She was mentally prepared and accepted it. She was alert, surrounded by her family, as you have been informed, and filled with positive energy. She blessed each person present and wished the grandchildren good night. Binnu Prasad was chanting, I was informed, the mantras of Lord Sri Rama's name in her ears while she struggled to breathe. Her last word was Sitaram. About 45 minutes later, her soul departed, leaving the family with her legacy. In closing, we give thanks to the gift of Amma's life and the profound impact she had on the family and the community, the Fijian community specifically. We celebrate her legacy of love, faith, spiritual wisdom, and take comfort in knowing her soul has found eternal peace and joy. I pray to Shiva and ask him to please provide the boon to this blessed soul that departed us. Lord, please grant this beautiful soul liberation for all she did for the community. Rest in peace, dear Amma. You will forever be cherished and remembered. With all my respect and admiration, I pray to Shiva.
Thank you, Mr. Bali. That was inspiring. Thank you. I'd like to call on behalf of the children, to speak on behalf of her children, my mama, who's made the trek from Vancouver, Rajendra Prasad. Mama?
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. I open with a greeting of allowing my ancestors. I honor my late father, Swarga Hari Prasad. His presence is here in this room. Like my mom said, he'll be here. He's here with us, and I'll also humbly salute and honor my sister, just recently passed away, older sister, Manorma Naikar. She's also ever present in my heart and here in this room right now. And the other two brothers, my older brother, Surendra Prasad, who also passed away, a beloved, and the younger one, Vijendra Prasad, also. The three that are missing in action, but they are here. They're part of us. And now the rest of the sibling, as you know, some of you know, I'm the oldest son alive here. And I'll start, and the next one is Savita, my loving sister from California, who is just as much, every one of us is part of this, very huge part of this. My mom was, no one was, all of them were very special to her. And Vijendra, then Virendra Prasad, and the other brother is there. And the other sisters, Reshma, next in line. They all contributed very much. I want to thank them all from the bottom of my heart for being here with Mom. And Ambika, just as much contribution. So was Anju, and is also part of that. So is Cindy or Sindula. They all play a huge role. That's why she survived 93 years. With that came the package deal, the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. And they all held their very family for all these years. And yeah, she played a big role in all of their lives. And he'll always continue to do that, as she does for me. My mom may be physically gone, but she will be here with us forever. And with me, she is. And, oh my God, I see Mom. Mama, Shanti, Shanti. So, with that introduction to the family, I would, being the oldest, I want to share a few moments of my experience with her. With a serenity prayer. Some of you know that prayer. If you want to join me in the God grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And at this moment we know, physically my mom is gone, but in spirit she's here, she'll remain with us. In Yadam, we all remember, there's some old folks that remember her longer than I have, but I know a living soul, I am her oldest son, and gives me great honor on this particular weekend. In my opinion, I was getting ready to come here on Valentine's Day, Friday. I thought that's the day, in my opinion. But she had her own trip. She decided that she was going to go on the 11th. And what a way to go. She was able to, at the age of 93, talk to each one of her children and grandchildren by name and saying goodbye. What a beautiful gift a mother can give her children. And for me, my mother always lived on. I have a very powerful memory of her when she was about 3-4 years old. She told me who her guru was, and he died when I was about 4 or 5 years old. But I had the pleasure of being with her when she went to her guru's funeral. So she herself was a Devi. She was a Pujari, a beautiful gift to all of us, all the children. We know her and we experience her in our own way, and we will continue to do that. But she is who she is. She is who she was. And I have so much to say, but this is a very special time, a Valentine, a loving time, and this is a celebration of her life. She's never gone. So with that, I'll send namaskaram to all of you. We'll stay for 13 days together. God bless you.
Thank you, Mama. Before I move on to the next speaker, the family has asked me to send out a few words of gratitude. First and foremost, for those of you that are joining us via the webcast, thank you for being here. We know that while you are not physically here, we do feel your love and your presence, and we truly do appreciate the impact that you had on Nani's life. For the staff at Miller Crossing, her second family, thank you all for being here. And from our family, thank you for embracing her like she was your own. All the meals that you would cook, she talked about you all the time. She always talked about Seema, especially, because she would always bring her some home-cooked food, and we really do appreciate that. For the beautiful slideshow that you saw, Charusani, my cousin, who put a lot of time and energy and love into that, and for all of the cousins across and great-grandchildren who along the way provided pictures or memories to include in the slideshow. Thank you for that. Tasha Varma, of course, who spent a lot of time with Nani, and she does a lot of the work behind the scenes for the family. And I have to admit, there's not many silver linings in funerals, but it was great to see a lot of my cousins in their adult life, and it's great to reconnect here. As tough as that is, I really do appreciate all that you bring to the family. There was a lot of family that visited her with food, friends that visited her. The family was very grateful for that as well. Thank you for taking the time and making her important in your life enough to cook a meal or to just stop by for a quick hello. I don't think you really can truly appreciate how much she valued that, because she did speak very highly of all of you. And of course, her immediate family, But most importantly, as Tasha touched on it earlier, Cindy Collins, my aunt, who was charged with the primary care of Nani, and I don't think words could ever express how grateful everybody is for the role that she played in her care over the past several years. And so from all of us to you, Auntie, thank you for all that you did. We're going to continue on with the service. And it was Nani's wish to have every one of her generations come up here and speak on her behalf. So I would like to move on to my generation, that of the grandchildren. And I would welcome up my cousins Barb Poonen and Bobby Prasad.
We want to thank you all for being here for Aji, Grandma, Barb's Nani. We are 2 of 32 grandchildren of Elma, and it's truly heartwarming to see so many of you gathered here to honor her memory.
Nani was more than a grandma to me. When I was quite young, at the age of 10, my parents decided to send us to Canada for a better life, with plans to follow soon after. After raising their own 10 children, Nani and Nana decided to raise me and my 2 brothers, Ron and Dan. Nani and Nana made so many sacrifices to give us the best life they possibly could. I don't consider my Nani just my grandma. She truly played the role of a mother for most of my life and my brother's lives. During that time, we didn't just receive the love of a grandma, but also a discipline of a parent from Nani. The beating we would get with the wooden spoon, her throwing the nearest shoe at us when we talked back or didn't listen, using a broom to discipline us because grounding us just didn't seem to work. Although she disciplined us, she also stepped up to the plate to give us the very best life she possibly could by working various jobs, babysitting, delivering flyers, cleaning, and sewing. While Nani disciplined Ron, Dan, and me, she also disciplined all our cousins because she babysat all of us while teaching us valuable life lessons along the way. I truly believe Nani is the foundation of why our cousins are as close as we are. We all grew up together at Nani's house, and that bond will remain forever because of Nani. My 2 daughters, Brittany and Brianna, also got the honor of being raised by Nani. This would be their great-great-grandma. My daughter started calling her Aji, not Nani, because that's what she heard Bobby and Seethal call her. The bond between Nani and my 2 girls are unimaginable, as I saw it firsthand when Brittany decided to name her firstborn daughter after Nani. Not me, not her grandma Savita, but her great-great-grandma Elma.
Our parents took advantage of her services, paying her a mere $1 a day. This is according to Aji. Many of her children took advantage of her rates, and as a result, many of us grew up together. A bond between us cousins is something truly special, and it's all thanks to Aji.
Some of the life lessons Nani taught us, which we will pass along to generations to come, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with this. Don't go to sleep with wet hair. Don't wash your hair at night. Vicks fixes everything. Cover your head or you will get sick. This is a good one. You are never allowed to cross somebody's body as it will stop them from growing. Drink warm water with salt. It fixes any stomach aches.
Always pick up money if it touches the ground and touch it to your forehead for a blessing. That was a good one. I just want to share a little story that I'll carry for the rest of my life. At the age of 10, we made a routine of going to the Vishnu Mandir, listening to prayers every Friday. Aji would always be there with us. I started noticing a word around her often, Amma. Everyone was saying it. Family, of course, her friends, but even pundits. Why were so many people calling her Amma? This question would confuse any 10-year-old. Later on in life, I realized something. The word Amma is used to describe someone who is always compassionate, caring, and loving. You all showed Aji the sincerest form of respect, and for that, we'll always be grateful for. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby and Barb. Great stories. I was going to mention the crossing over thing. That how many cousins had to do that? To speak on behalf of the great-grandchildren and the great-great-grandchildren, I would like to welcome up Matthew and Emily.
Good afternoon, friends, family, and all who have come to celebrate the life of the lady who I called Amma, my great-grandmother. For those who don't know me, I am Amma's second oldest great-grandchild. Obviously, with 40 of us and multiple generations, it does get a little bit muddy. Anyways, I've been given the honor of speaking on behalf of the great-grandchildren. My brother Mark and I were brought up in a very Western manner, maybe with a little extra spice. Sadly, that meant that we were the first ones to lose the language. My nanny once told me that the temple had Hindi classes and that we should sign up to learn and be able to speak with the family. Me and my brother both decided we would play hockey instead. Probably one of the most Canadian stories. Although I do still love hockey, I do have a small amount of regret. I think about all the conversations that I may have missed. My brother and I, over the last couple of years especially, have gained a bit of a talent for knowing what is going on in a Hindi conversation, strictly based off of the English words that are sprinkled throughout. The thing about Amma is, yes, she did speak English, but sometimes we weren't one of the lucky few that got to listen to it, and she would still speak to us in Hindi. But with Amma, we really didn't need it. The love that she showed was beyond words. The infectious smile, the all-over-the-face kisses, the odd bite from time to time. These moments would really never needed words. I remember multiple occasions just sitting next to Amma at family events and just holding her hand where not a single word was shared. The odd time, the only thing she would say to me was that I was getting a little chubby, which for the fact I'm not upset about, but the story that Tasha did talk about earlier was about my mom where she fed her at temple. I think there's a little bit of a double standard there. But getting back on track, I would have to, sometimes it felt like the reason she loved me is because I was the little chubby. Sometimes she would speak to me in Hindi, and I would have to remind her that I didn't have a clue what she was saying. Even just a few months ago, when I was helping load her into the car, side note, I did almost drop her a couple of weeks before that. She was a little angry with me. I just looked at her and said, "Amma, English." And she just said, "I love you, thank you, Beta," and continued in Hindi. I think the greatest gift that Amma has given me is that you don't need to speak the same language, come from the same place, see things the same way to show each other pure love, and simply have a big heart. And it's for this reason I wanted my firstborn daughter to share her name. So Emily's middle name is shared with her great-great-grandmother. And she has already taken on the small attributes of love and kindness that have been passed along with that name. I'm going to live a long, full life of outward love, which brought us to last Tuesday. I know for many of us, this will always be a hard day to remember, but from my point of view, it was one of the most beautiful and dignified moments I have ever been a part of. At one point, Bobby presented his 9-month-old daughter to Amma, and she smiled from ear to ear, and so did everybody else in the room, even though most of us were fighting back tears. That night, as the night went on, she shared blessings with everyone. I showed her a picture of my 2 girls on my phone, and she just simply gave her blessings and kisses. And at one point, she also tried to kick us all out. Mostly Benu. And at the end of the night, she just said, "Good night, everyone. I love you," and drifted peacefully into sleep. A little on the fence about sharing this with everyone, but it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. After, everything took place, I stood outside in the hallway, 25, 30 people in the room, and I don't feel like I could have closed the door. I feel like the pressure of the love and caring that was in that room would have simply blown the door open. And I can't imagine somebody more deserving of passing in that way. Good night, Amma. We love you.
Hello, everyone. Today, to all the friends and family that are here today, my name is Emily, and I am Amma's first great-great-grandchild. I wanted to share some memories that I had with her. I would visit her and celebrate her birthdays. They felt special to me because I felt happy around her. And loved it when she would give me hugs and kisses. I will always remember her. I love you, Amma.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Emily. Friends, things are about to get a bit difficult. Shortly, I will be handing this service over to Panditji, who will commence the rituals guiding Nani's physical being to her spiritual one. And this room will be filled with grief. Some of us quietly, others uncontrollably. And so before we set forward on that path, I'd like to ground us around 2 core beliefs that I believe Nani instilled in all of us. Faith being one of them. The Oxford Dictionary defines faith as a strong belief in God or a doctrine based on spiritual belief and not on proof. That is to say, that if we were to take every book of science, disappear from the face of the earth, someone would discover gravity and that book would be rewritten. But the same test doesn't follow for faith. If we were to take every reference to religion and have it disappear from the face of the earth, the chance of those books being rewritten as is would be impossible. But they would be rewritten. Because we do have the power to find reason where reasoning doesn't exist. So I implore you all to turn inwards and find that faith and find that strength and find that courage to see yourselves through this. And if you're coming up a little short, well, that's where the second grounding principle comes in. Family. I know we've talked at length about the blood lineage of Nani, but I'm talking about those that she chose to love. I'm sure you've all heard that old adage, you can't choose your family, because to be quite honest, if you could, I think Nani would have exchanged probably a handful of us and straight up refunded a couple, for sure. But she chose to love you. She chose to show you compassion. She chose to show up for you. And that's why you are here. And I want you to know that all of us are here for you now too. As she was your family, you are now ours. The family has selected a song as a tribute to Nani. I invite you all to remain seated, close your eyes, and fill your hearts with memories that you shared with her. And I don't think that there is anyone better to lead us to this moment of gratitude than Nani herself.
Bye. I love you guys.
Don't cry for me, don't shed a tear. I've been set free, no need to fear. God spoke to me, my time had come. He made a way to bring me home. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me, my body's been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. I saw the light, I took his hand, we flew on high to the promised land. My soul lives on in a better place, with all his glory, with all his grace. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me, my body's been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. My pain is gone, please understand. My passing was in God's great plan. I'm with you still, each day and night. Just close your eyes, I'll hold you tight. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me, my body's been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. I'm in your heart, I feel your pain. Don't give up hope, our love remains. I'll wait for you at heaven's door. We'll meet again one day for sure. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me, my body's been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. Don't cry for me, don't shed a tear. I've been set free, no need to fear. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry for me, my body's been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul.
We will commence viewing. I would ask that you please remain seated until the ushers have made their way over to your row to direct you forward. Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. And then we will, over to the Pandit first. Yes, Panditji.
एल्मा प्रसाद माता के चरणों में प्रणाम। आप सभी बंधुओं के चरणों में प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन। माय नेम इज नारायण तेलंगे फ्रॉम द कृष्णा टेम्पल एडमंटन। आज हम इनको एल्मा प्रसाद माता को विदा करने के लिए आज हम लोग यहाँ एकत्रित हैं और मैं कुछ प्रार्थनाओं के साथ प्रेयर करूँगा। आप सभी ने माँ के विषय में जानकारी दी, बहुत ही प्रसन्नता हुई सुन करके। बहुत ही भाग्यशाली जीव होते हैं जो जिनके जीवन में रियलाइजेशंस, उसको कहते हैं गॉड रियलाइजेशंस। बड़े भाग्य मानुष तन पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सब संतन गावा। जन्म मिलना बड़ा दुर्लभ है, मिलता भी है तो उसमें भगवान का रियलाइजेशन अलग अलग लोगों ने अलग अलग तरह से किस तरह से किया है वो सब लोग नहीं जानते। इस प्रकार से जो माँ का जो प्यार है, प्रेम है, उनके साथ जो 10 बच्चे कम से कम पालन किए हैं उन्होंने, तो आप सोच सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं कि इतने कष्टों से उन्होंने पाला होगा। और भले ही लैंग्वेज का प्रॉब्लम, अनेक प्रकार के प्रॉब्लमों को झेलते हुए आज उसका जो प्रत्यक्ष रूप से चित्रण आपके सामने है, जो 10 बच्चों का जनरेशन जो आपके सामने यहाँ पे उपस्थित है, उसके बदले में हम माँ को क्या दे सकते हैं? एक मात्र केवल प्रार्थनाओं के माध्यम से ही माँ को यहाँ से विदा कर रहे हैं। कभी भी माँ के इस ऋण से कभी भी मुक्त नहीं हो सकते। वेदों ने कहा है, शास्त्रों ने कहा है, इसीलिए कहा है मातृ देवो भवः पितृ देवो भवः। माताओं को, पिता को देवताओं के समान आदर दो, सम्मान दो। You must give respect to your mothers and fathers. That's the important point from our scriptures. We can't give anything. उनका अपना रियलाइजेशंस माता का राजेश बाली भाई ने बड़े सुंदर से प्रस्तुत किया। उनके जीवन में जो अनुभूतियाँ भगवान की, इतने बच्चों का पालन करते हुए भी वो अनुभूतियों के साथ में, भगवान के साथ में इतने क्लोज, हाउ क्लोज इज विद गॉड। सो इसी आधार पे माँ बहुत खुश थी और मेरा काफ़ी समय उनके साथ मिलना बैठना हुआ। और प्रार्थनाओं के साथ, पूजाओं के साथ जब बैठती माँ तो काफ़ी भावुक होकर के, प्रेम से, भाव से, क्योंकि भाव का ही मैं भूखा हूँ। भगवान कहते हैं कि मैं केवल भाव का ही भूखा हूँ। जो भाव से, प्रेम से प्रार्थनाओं को यदि कोई कहता है, माँ सुनती है प्रेम से और उसको ग्रहण करती है, उसको एनालाइज करती है। तो वही एक माँ के जीवन का सबसे श्रेष्ठ गुण था जो मुझे अच्छा लगा, और मैं उसी गुण को धारण करते हुए, इस प्रकार से गुण आने वाले जनरेशन में बच्चों में ही दिखाई देना चाहिए। और प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए कि माँ की जो सद्गुण है, वट एवर सी हैव द गुड क्वालिटीज इन हर लाइफ, शी अचीव दैट। आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल दिस जनरेशन, ऑल द children also they can grab that. प्रार्थना है, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो, जब कोई न खेवन हारा हो, फिर तो ही बेड़ा पार करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तो चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत तू कर दे, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तेरे दर्शन को मैं तरस रही, तेरे नाम की माला जपते रही, भवसागर से मेरी नैया। अंतिम समय माँ के दर्शन करने के लिए रेशमा ने मुझे बुलाया। 1-2 मिनट का अंतर रहा, खाली डॉक्टर चेकअप करके जा रहे थे, बताए कि चली गई। 2 मिनट का अंतर रहा खाली। हाथ में माला देख करके बड़ी प्रसन्नता हुई, प्रसन्न मुद्रा से उनका प्राणांत हुआ है। कितनी भाग्यशाली है। प्रसन्न मुद्रा से हाथ में माला है और भगवान का नाम जप करते करते मुझे भी अवसर मिला आकर के मैंने भी कुछ भगवान के विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम का पाठ सुनाया अवश्य, क्योंकि जो 1-2 मिनट का अंतर रहा केवल, प्राण शरीर से जाते समय तुरंत नहीं निकलता है। जिस प्रकार से संसार में आने के लिए उस जीव को 10 महीने तक, 9 महीने तक माँ के गर्भ में होता है, तो उस समय अलग अलग जीव के जो गात्र बनते हैं, अंग बनते हैं, तो जीव धीरे धीरे संसार में आते जाते समय भी वो जाने की प्रक्रिया भी ऐसे ही होती है। ऐसा नहीं कि केवल डॉक्टर ने कह दिया कि सारे अंग ठंड हो गए। जो हाथ को मैंने स्पर्श किया, अंगूठे को स्पर्श करके मैंने पूरा विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम का पाठ करते हुए, तो हाथ ऐसा नहीं कि ठंड हो गए, सभी अंग गर्म था। इसका तात्पर्य वो सुन रही है, तो तुरंत नहीं जाता है जीव कभी भी। ये स्थूल शरीर भले ही दिखाई देता है, लेकिन अंतर शरीर जो है, सूक्ष्म शरीर और कारण शरीर, इसके माध्यम से वो जीव प्रयाण करता है, लिंग शरीर धारण करके प्रयाण करता है। उसमें अधिक समय नहीं लूँगा मैं, केवल जो मुख्य रूप से एक भजन लेकर के और भगवद गीता के कुछ पाठ का मंत्र और अग्निदेव भगवान को प्रार्थना करने के लिए 1-2 मंत्र होते हैं, उसका पाठ करते हुए शांति पाठ करेंगे। भवसागर से मेरी नैया, कैसे मैं भव पार करूं। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Spiritual body means the eternal life of the bliss and the knowledge. The body which we was possessing now, material body, it is neither eternal nor the blissful. This lecture is given by our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, on the chapter 2. Just only the one paragraph there is not like that longer. We know that the material body will be the finish and it is full of the ignorance. We cannot say that anything what is the behind that wall. We have got senses, but they are all limited, imperfect. Sometimes we are the very much proud to the seeing and challenges. Can you show me God? But we forgot to remember that as soon as the light is gone, the power of my seeing is gone. Therefore, the whole body is imperfect and full of the ignorance. The spiritual body means the full of knowledge, just opposite. So we can get that body next life, and we have cultivate how to get that. How to get that type of the body? We can cultivate that, get the next body, it is the higher planetary system, or we can cultivate that next body like cats and dogs, and we can cultivate such a body as eternal blissful knowledge. Therefore, the best intelligent person will try to get the next body full of the blissful knowledge and eternity. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Yad gatva nivartante tadham parama mamaha, 15 chapter 6, that the place, that planets, or that sky where you go and you will never return back to this material world. In this material world, even if you promote that the highest planetary system, Brahmaloka, still you have to come back again, and you try your best to go to the spiritual world, back to home, back to Krishna Loka. Abrahma bhavana loka punaravartino arjunaha. ब्रह्मलोक से लेकर के मन, बुद्धि, चित्त, अहंकार, ये सूक्ष्म शरीर का इंद्रिय है, स्थूल शरीर की इंद्रिय है, हमारी जो ज्ञान इंद्रिय और कर्म इंद्रिय उसको देखते हैं, और सूक्ष्म शरीर की इंद्रिय है मन, बुद्धि, चित्त, अहंकार। इसलिए कहा गया आ ब्रह्म भुवनालोका पुनरावर्तिनो अर्जुन। ब्रह्मलोक से लेकर के पृथ्वी, अतल, तल, वितल, पाताल इत्यादि जो 14 लोक है, वहाँ तक भौतिक लोक है। यानी मन भी आपका भौतिक है, आपका माइंड भी भौतिक है, आपकी बुद्धि भौतिक है। तो बुद्धिक तत्वों से भौतिक तत्वों के आधार पे यह शरीर निर्माण करके इस शरीर के माध्यम से हमें भगवान की प्राप्ति का अवसर मिलता है। इसी जन्म में 84 लाख योनि के बाद जो मनुष्य जन्म प्राप्त होता है, ब्राह्मण सर्वभूतानि यंत्रारूढ़ानि माया, इसी जन्म में केवल एक अवसर है जो आपको भगवान की प्राप्ति का अवसर मिलता है। अदरवाइज देयर इज नो एनी चांस इन अदर लाइफ। नाउ रीडिंग ऑन द भगवद गीता 2nd chapter. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from the boyhood to youth to old age. Dehinosminyata dehe kaumar yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhirastatra namuyati. Boyhood to the youth, the old age, the soul similarly passes into the another body as the death. Death sober persons, the person is not bewildered by the such as a change. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यं शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the soul, there is neither birth nor the death or any time he has not come into the being, does not come into the being, and will not come into the being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and privileged. He is not slain when the body is slain. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grahanati naro parani tatha sarirani vihaya jirnan anyani sayanti navani dehi. As a person put on the new garments, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accept the new material bodies, giving up old ones and useless. Nayanam chiddanti sastrani, nayanam dahati pavaka, nachayanam kledayantya punasosayati maruta. The soul can never be cut to the pieces by any weapons, nor burned by the fire, nor moisturized by the water, nor withdrawn by the wind. There is much more, 8th chapter, 11th chapter, but I'm not going to read that all. We are reading in that all information from the Bhagavad Gita, authentic information about soul and about body, about world, and about Supreme Personality, Supreme Father within 13 days. One more prayer from the Ishopanishad, which one is like fire god going to burn this body. The two words, two slokas there, two texts. I'm just going to read that one. And after that, Santi Patam. Om Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Vayurnilamratam Matedam Basmantam Sariram Om Krato Smarakratam Smarakrato Smarakratam Smara. Agnenaya supataraye asmanam vidhani deva vayunani vidvan yodhan juhuran menyo bhuishtate nama okti vidheyam cham. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Vasudeva sutam devam kausachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum mukham karoti vachalam pango langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam. Om Ishvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vraksha लक्षाव्रतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तं लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसम्भ्रम सेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुक्वनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं वराहवतं समसिताम्बुदसुन्दराङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीय विशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषां तमहं भजामि। ओम शांति पाठ की ओर। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। असतो मा सद्गमये तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णो भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ हर 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 महादेव हर 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 महादेव हर 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 महादेव। ॐ ध्यो शान्ति अन्तरिक्षगं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति आपाः शान्ति औषधय शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वे देव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वे गुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ओम हरि ओम। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Slight change to the plan here with the viewing. The family has asked for the slideshow to be played again here. There are a lot of great memories there that we'd like to leave before we say goodbye to Nani for the final time. So, okay.
शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिव स्वरूपोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिव स्वरूपोऽहम् नित्योऽहम् शुद्धोऽहम् बुद्धोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् सच्चिदानंद में हूँ शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम् सच्चिदानंद में हूँ
शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
Om Namo Narayana. 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 Namo Om Namo Narayana. नमो नारायणाय ॐ 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 नमो नारायणाय
Amma! शांति 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 विश्वदेवा शांति ब्रह्मा शांति भगवान शांति शांति देवा शांति सामा शांति देवी